Hello guys, it's me, Greed here. Today I need to talk about the fact that I am out of touch with the Overwatch community. I realized this when I was watching a Yeetle video the other day, and he called Hazard peak tank design. Perhaps I've taken him out of context there, or I haven't fully understand what he's saying. But I think in any context, I just don't understand how that could possibly be true, right? So that's the first thing. Now, to be clear, I love Yeetle. Yeetle's a handsome man, right? I love Yeetle. We all love Yeetle. I will not take any Yeetle hate, okay? Anyway, I don't understand why Hazard is peak tank design. And because I think Hazard isn't a tank hero. To me, Hazard is a DPS hero. He has exuberant single target pressure. He's incredibly good at getting on one person, but he's absolutely terrible at doing what tanks usually do, which is by creating space through cleave, or through area denial, or through making space dangerous. He more so just engages on you from far away, a bit like a DPS would, and targets you down with single target pressure. That was a really bad miss. I should have killed her. And that's what makes him a DPS hero and not a tank. His pressure cycle is more like a DPS than it is like a tank. Also, all of his abilities are annoying. The block is already annoying by itself. Why does it need to shoot as well? Another thing, why does he need to be able to wall climb? I don't understand why he needs to wall climb. I don't understand why he has the wall. Why does the wall... Maybe the wall exists, is fine. Maybe the wall's not that bad. But why does it boop you and do damage too? Why is that? That's overkill, right? To me, it's just too much. Why does it need to do that, right? To me, if something is part of something's kit, it needs to have a reason to be there, right? Why does block have the damage output on it? But you can think, okay, well, maybe it's because that's how he makes space. He's meant to jump in there, he's meant to stand in the front line, he's meant to hold block to protect his team, and make it so people can't go near him, and that's his area denial. Except it isn't, because it's incredibly short range. The damage isn't enough to pressure a tank hero enough, so he would just get farmed. It doesn't last long enough to put any meaningful space, or create any meaningful space. So he's obviously a DPS hero, right? So that's the first thing. I don't get that. The next thing I don't understand is so many people, especially on Twitter, talk about Payload slop and how King's Row is a bad map and how Servasa's really good and Flashpoint's great. I feel like I fell through a fucking wormhole and then I'm in a different reality. Payload slop. This makes no sense to me, right? Because people obviously have the opinion that Payload's a bad game mode and so on. The only thing I could possibly think as to why people believe that is because Payload is a longer game mode. You're gonna play more game in Payload. That's just naturally going to occur. Push is guaranteed to be no more than 10 minutes, unless it goes into overtime, then it's not really that much longer than 10 minutes. But generally speaking, not longer than 10 minutes. And a Servasa or a Flashpoint game is probably going to be about that too. Maybe slightly longer, right? Depending on how the game goes. But I think people call it Payload slop because their rotten little TikTok minds cannot comprehend a longer paced game. But the longer paced game has more skill expression in it. It's a more dynamic game. It's a superior game mode. It allows for multiple types of skill expression. It allows for multiple avenues to win the game. The game mode is less linear, meaning that you need higher game sense and map knowledge in order to actually play the map properly. Considering 90% of a Flashpoint map isn't even played, and a lot of it comes into RNG. People were saying that Flashpoint is more symmetrical than Payload. That's brain dead. That's literally fucking brain dead, because no, it isn't. If I cap a point on a Flashpoint, I might get a point that's 150 fucking meters away, and they might spawn right next to it. So I've lost the point because I won the last one. That doesn't make any sense. Why? That's not symmetrical. We're not both reset at the same distance away from the point. Oh wait, that's King of the Hill. What I said was the most balanced game mode in the game, the most competitive game mode, and they said I was wrong too. How? King of the Hill is just Flashpoint with the RNG removed. So I don't understand why people don't like that either. I don't know. Genuinely, I couldn't tell you. I don't know why they call it Payload slop. Payload is a superior game mode in literally every single way. It's the most fair, it's the most balanced, it's the most competitive. You have the most impact on the game in a Payload game. You need those game sense to play in Payload, and Escort, and Hybrid, and so on. So I'm just not understanding where people are coming from when they're talking about Payload slop. But that's what I mean when I'm out of touch. I'm not saying their opinion is wrong. You can like Push, you can like Flashpoint. These are things you're allowed to like. I'm not saying because you like these things you're subhuman or something. You are allowed to like part of the game that I don't like, right? I just don't understand it. And there's other people where people are talking about Genji nerfs. Oh, Genji nerf. You need Genji nerfs. Genji's so good, right? You can believe that. He isn't, right? But you can believe that. People are going to be like, this dumb Genji manager. Right. Let me explain then. In 5v5, Genji is a brain-dead hero that takes absolutely zero skill most of the time, right? People are going to be, whoa, the Genji main saying that. What happened to Greed? Why is he saying that? That's just the reality of 5v5, because your super tank is going to jump on something, and you're going to dash melee it, and it's going to die. And there's nothing anyone can do about it, because the super tank is broken, right? We're complaining about a super tank here, not about Genji. That's the problem. It's that Genji has been made into a poke bot, slop, zero skill, no damage, dog shit hero that needs the super tank dive in order to do anything. So of course he's brain dead, because the only way he gets any fucking value is when he's following up on super tank value. So yeah, he's fucking brain dead, alongside literally every other DPS in the fucking game right now in 5v5. None of them take any skill, neither do any of the supports, and neither do any of the tanks. This is the least competitive the game has ever been. It's one of the worst balance states the game has ever been. If you care about the competitive integrity of the game at all, you're not playing. So anyone that's still playing this game, I know is either a dumb fuck, is addicted like me, but I fall under both of those categories. I'm a dumb fuck too, and I'm addicted, and there's other problems. You got mental health issues, right? It is what it is, right? Me too. But you know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. People will queue ranked on this game all day, and they go, yo, bro, dude, I'm cracked. Look at my fucking rank. As if there's any solo carry potential at all. As if you don't just need to queue a billion games in order to get any rank you want anyway, because there's basically no solo impact, meaning you're just playing a slot machine until you just randomly get enough good games in order to win. I'm saying that as a higher ranked player, too. Now, obviously, I'm mid-masters in this clip, because I'm bad, and I've deranked a little bit. But the game's the game. I've worked my way back up. Don't worry about it. It's just old footage, right? But that's what I'm saying, right? Do you get what I mean? So people are talking about Genji nerf. Oh, we need to nerf Genji. We need to nerf Genji. Where are people talking about Hog? Where's the Hog? Why are we not talking about Hog? Is Hog fine? Is Hog just fine now? We're not talking about Hog anymore. What about Freya and Sojourn? Oh, the hit scan Twitter likes to think Sojourn and Freya are bad. Of course they do. But guys, God for fucking bed, Genji has 30 fucking ammo, right? That's a problem. But yes, Freya can just two-tap you from... people just love poke slop. Do you see what I'm saying? We've got to the point where people are unironically voting for Havana and Circuit Royale over King's Row in some of my games. People are banning Zarya in my games. This is what I'm talking about. These people... no offense, right? Because they're probably stronger-willed than I am, because I'm complaining about it. But I don't think Overwatch is in the slightest to be a competitive game anymore. No, because no one understands anything about fucking anything, right? How much does a Juno torpedo do? Why has no one complained about that in a long time? Right? If people were genuinely cared about the competitive integrity of the game, they would complain about the Juno torpedo. Do you know how much damage and healing it does? Do you know? Go and Google it. Because it does 85 fucking damage. 85! That's more than a full body shot by a Genji. And it targets everyone on our team and the enemy team. It does 85 to everyone it hits on the enemy team. And it's like 120 or something healing to everyone it hits. It's ludicrous. But people are like, Juno's bad, bro. Juno's so bad. You're bad. You are bad. You are bad. Juno is not bad. You are bad. Right? That's what I'm saying. People are talking about the game. They just don't know. How is it that Genji having 30 ammo or deflect on 8 seconds is oh, this hero's brain dead, oh, this hero's OP, which I agree with, he is brain dead in 5v5, but you guys chose to play the terrible format, so you're not allowed to complain. Wow, the terrible format lets the hero play the game in a way that's really dumb. Who could have seen that coming? It's the hero's fault, it's not the format, guys, I swear. Yeah, because you love your poke slot 5v5, where you just shoot down fucking main at each other all day, until one of you randomly kills someone, and because that's the game you like playing. Fair enough, I respect that. But it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, but I'm just bummed. I feel out of the loop. I just feel like Overwatch isn't made for me anymore. Because I remember back in the day when it was like, dude, that guy's a Genji main. Oh, look, that's a 4,700 Genji main. He's got a 70% win rate. That guy's probably cracked as hell. And then people saw a Widowmaker main and they said, wow, that guy's probably a brain-rotten dumb fuck. That guy probably has no existence outside of this video game. He probably just sits on fucking Widow. He's probably got 8 inches, 14k on his wrist, and he probably makes his girlfriend sign an NDA. Right, do you see what I'm saying? Not talking about anyone particular there. But, you know, that just came to the mind, just off the top of the head. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who that is. It's something about a wife or something. Anyway, I love you all. I hope you have a good day. I'm out of the loop. That's fine. Keep playing your shit-ass 5v5 mode. Keep talking about how you love your hit scan heroes, even though you're wrong. I'm taking a fucking stand, dude. Fuck all these guys. Fuck them. Genuinely, hatred is a strong word, so I'm not going to use it here because it's not a big deal. It doesn't actually matter that much. But the way Overwatch has designed and balanced the game over the years to force out all the good players, right? All the old OG players, plus the game was catered for the competitive experience. The game has now shifted away from that and balanced it for the casuals. It's catered to the casuals. All the balance is shit. The design is shit. It's all shit. It's shit, right? It's shit. It's objectively shit. It is shit, right? And then they have the fucking audacity to talk about how this is a better game. Suck my balls. The game wasn't even made for you, you swine, you casual player. I respect the casuals. They pay Blizzard all the money to keep the game running. I love the casuals. I love them. I love you. But your ideas are fucking terrible. They are really bad. Anyway, I love you all. Sorry, I'm balding. Anyway, I love you all. Goodbye. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good day. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.